Transformers: The Last Knight may not be a cinematic masterpiece, but it's got giant robots, insane action, and a sense of fun that you can actually enjoy if you let yourself. It's like a roller coaster, crazy, explosive, and full of energy. Now let's talk about Sword Art Online, which tries so hard to be deep but ends up being a snooze fest with cringy characters and a story that drags you through endless pointless arcs. The Last Knight might be wild, but at least it delivers on the fun, unlike SAO, which promises excitement and gives you, well, nothing but disappointment.
Transformers: The Last Knight is a 2017 American science fiction action movie. It's the 5th installment in the live-action Transformers movie series. Additionally, the movie is a sequel to the 2014 movie Transformers: Age of Extinction. All of the fire and explosions in the battle sequence here are actually practical effects. Using practical effects definitely makes it seem a lot more realistic. Also, this opening battle was filmed at Bourne Wood near Farnham, Surrey, England. This is the exact same filming location that has been used for other battle scenes, such as in the movies Gladiator and Thor: The Dark World. Liam Garrigan is playing King Arthur in this movie. This isn't his first time playing that character. He also played King Arthur in the TV series Once Upon a Time. Stanley Tucci is playing Merlin in this movie. He also played Joshua Joyce in Transformers: Age of Extinction.
Without sacrifice, there can be no victory.
That line is a nice callback to the Witwicky family motto from the first Transformers movie.
No sacrifice, no victory.
You can see the Tencent QQ penguin here. Tencent QQ is an instant messaging software service.
Except in Cuba, Castro lets them sun on his beaches.
In real life, Fidel Castro died on November 25th, 2016. This means that the movie was filmed before his passing and there wasn't time to change his mention.
Y'all wanna see some dead robots?
That's a nice reference to the classic movie Stand By Me, 1986. The delivering and wording of that line is pretty similar to the line, "You guys wanna go see a dead body," from that movie.
You guys wanna go see a dead body?
Here we see the robot Squeaks. A physical prop of Squeaks was actually built at Isabella Moner's request. If you look in the background here, you can see graffiti of one of the ghosts from Pac-Man.
I'm tired of people messing with me.
That quote is from the 1987 movie Eddie Murphy Raw.
I'm tired of people messing with me.
Barricade returns with a completely new design. We last saw him in Transformers: Dark of the Moon.
Next time you shoot somebody, don't go near them till you're sure they're dead.
That quote is from the 1967 movie El Dorado. It was spoken by John Wayne's character Cole Thornton. Megatron's new design looks pretty awesome. His helmet design is actually based on his classic buckethead look from the Transformers the movie. Megatron was originally supposed to have his helmet look in the first Transformers movie. However, the filmmakers decided that it wasn't menacing enough and gave that head design to Starscream instead. Frank Welker is voicing Megatron in this movie. He's also the one who voiced Megatron in the original 1980s Transformers animated series. He also voiced Megatron in some other Transformers series and video games, like Transformers Prime and Transformers Devastation. Quintessa's design is actually based on a combination of Alpha Q's design from Transformers Energon and Quintesson's facial designs from the Transformers the movie.
That weird thing we've been waiting for 1600 years to happen.
Jim Carter is voicing Cogman. Matt Holloway, one of the writers of this movie, is a huge fan of Downton Abbey. He jokingly said that Jim Carter should voice Cogman, and Michael Bay actually made it happen.
Two worlds colliding, only one survives.
That line is very fitting. It's pretty much the tagline of this movie. The part where Quintessa turns Optimus Prime into her minion is a nice homage to the Dark Awakening episode of the Transformers. In that episode, the Quintessons reprogrammed Optimus Prime to do their bidding. Shin.com is a real website where you can buy cars. Kate and the other Autobots are using a junkyard as a base. This is definitely a reference to Transformers: Robots in Disguise. In that show, the Autobots also use a junkyard as a base with the help of its human owner.
Before I do some damage, you won't walk away from.
The second part of that line is from the 1993 movie True Romance. It's spoken by Christopher Walken's character Vincenzo Coccati. Steve Buscemi is voicing Day Trader. Michael Bay originally wanted Steve Buscemi to play Agent Simmons in the first Transformers movie, but he was unavailable.
Starscream's head, ladies and gentlemen.
That's a nice callback to Transformers: Dark of the Moon. Starscream died in that movie. This is part of the song You Can't Touch This by MC Hammer. Bumblebee also played the song in Transformers: Age of Extinction.
Can't touch this.
And I have a name, you know. It's Isabella with a Z.
The actress who plays Isabella is also named Isabella, although it's spelled a bit differently. We see that Cade Yeager has the same exact photographs from his house in Transformers: Age of Extinction. The Bud Lights here are a reference to the scene in Transformers: Age of Extinction, when Cade Yeager crashed his alien ship into the Bud Light truck. Here we see a photo of Tessa Yeager from Transformers: Age of Extinction. She was played by actress Nicola Peltz.
Is it okay to be a kid, little J-Lo?
Little J-Lo is obviously a reference to the singer and actress Jennifer Lopez.
Hello? Hello? Dad?
We get a brief voice cameo from Tessa Yeager here. Apart from that photograph earlier, she doesn't appear in this movie at all.
Well, my dad never called me.
Hound is the second Transformer to mention his dad. The first was Jetfire from Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. He said that his father was a wheel and didn't transform into anything. The names of the Decepticons appearing on the screen is pretty similar to how the characters were introduced in the movie Squad.
Nitro Zeus.
The name Nitro Zeus comes from the codename for a shelved American cyber attack plan against Iran. Also, Nitro Zeus is voiced by John DiMaggio. He's the same person who voices Crosshairs in this movie. This could be a reference to the Silence of the Lambs. Berserker is chained and his face is covered with a mask, similar to Hannibal Lecter.
Doc, come in, Doc.
That quote is from the 1989 movie Back to the Future Part 2. Marty McFly is the one who says that phrase. That seems to be the gun sword that Cade Yeager used in Transformers Age of Extinction. The TRF drones look like a mini version of the TIE bombers from Star Wars. Onslaught's green color is a homage to the green tow truck Autobot tow line in Transformers Robots in Disguise.
Hey, Kate, what's with the C-3PO ripoff?
This is obviously a reference to C-3PO from Star Wars.
Nemesis Prime.
Nemesis Prime is actually an evil clone of Optimus Prime, who shows up from time to time in other Transformers stories. Hot Rod is actually the second Lamborghini Transformer that has appeared in the Transformers series. The first was Lockdown from Transformers Age of Extinction. Usually each Transformer will have a unique vehicle mode. The dog here is named Freya. Michael Bay is a noted dog lover, and he cast Freya in the movie because she had epilepsy and many homes had rejected her. Bulldog's design is actually based on a combination of Warpath from the Transformers the movie, and Blitzwing from Transformers Animated. Hot Rod's French accent was actually Michael Bay's idea. He thought that it would make Hot Rod a unique character. Hot Rod's voice actor Omar Sy is actually French, and he's just exaggerating his native Parisian accent.
He is a headmaster.
Sir Edmund Burton refers to Cogman as a headmaster. Headmasters are a type of symbiotic variation on the Transformer life form. A smaller being transforms into the head of a larger robot. This is actually Sam Witwicky's eBay profile picture from the first Transformers movie. It's fitting how Bumblebee is a Volkswagen Beetle in this flashback scene. Bumblebee's original vehicle mode was based on a classic European Type 1 Volkswagen Beetle. This is the second Michael Bay movie that has a World War II setting. The first was Pearl Harbor.
You know, that's how you get to the big league.
That quote is from the 2016 movie Barbershop The Next Cut. The scenes of Sir Edmund Burton visiting 10 Downing Street were filmed at the actual office of the British Prime Minister in October 2016.
It's one of the most famous doors in the world. This is actually the real deal.
That's actually Sentinel Prime's ship from Transformers Dark of the Moon. It's cool how this movie kept up the continuity from that movie. That's actually Lockdown's ship from Transformers Age of Extinction. Michael Bay had actually requested to shoot this explosion scene at the real Stonehenge. However, he was denied, so a replica of Stonehenge was constructed in order to shoot all the explosion scenes. Jimmy is wearing a Voltorb t-shirt here. The pyramid here is the exact same one from Transformers Revenge of the Fallen that had the Star Harvester on the top. This is actually the second time that Megatron has lost his right arm. The first was in Transformers Revenge of the Fallen.
Say hello to my friend.
That's a great Scarface reference. In that movie, Al Pacino's Tony Montana says, "Say hello to my little friend."
Sting like a bee.
That's a reference to Muhammad Ali's famous quote, "Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee."
There is more to this planet than meets the eye.
That line is very fitting. More than meets the eye is one of the taglines of the Transformers series.
So at the end, we see that Quintessa actually survived. She's now disguised as a human, and she approaches a group of scientists who are studying one of Unicron's horns. Quintessa offers a way to destroy Unicron. Who is Unicron, and what does this all mean? Well, Unicron was first introduced in the 1986 animated movie, The Transformers, the movie. Unicron was voiced by Orson Welles. Yes, the guy from Citizen Kane. Unicron is a huge robot who's able to transform into a giant planet. In the source material, Optimus Prime was able to use the Matrix of Leadership to destroy Unicron. We were introduced to the Matrix of Leadership in Revenge of the Fallen, and it also played a big part in Dark of the Moon, so we might see it again in the sequel. Moreover, the character Quintessa is loosely based on the quintessence of Generation 1 lore. Maybe the sequel will explore Quintessa's origins. It could be revealed that Quintessa was one of the creators mentioned in Age of Extinction. When Optimus Prime first encounters Quintessa, she said she was his creator. So it's possible that Quintessa was a creator. Quintessa might even be a human being. Here's what producer Lorenzo Di Bonaventura said. "You never know. That's part of what the discovery is going to be. But actually, if you look at the mythology of the Quintessa is that she very well and was probably probably human. So when you go back in time and go through the 6 billion years of mythology, there's certainly a current of thought within it that says she was a human character, and perhaps was actually the first one who built the Transformers. So ironically, if that's accurate, the humans built the Transformers. Transformers: The Last Knight was originally made to expand the Transformers franchise into a cinematic universe of its own. In March 2015, Paramount even brought together a writer's room to pitch the ideas for future Transformers movies. In April 2017, Michael Bay stated that there were at least 14 more stories that had been written for future Transformers movies. However, Transformers: The Last Knight ended up flopping at the box office and lost over $100 million for the studios. As a result of this, the writer's room was disbanded, and the future of the Transformers movie series remains uncertain. In February 2018, Paramount even removed the Transformers sequel from their release schedule. On a more positive note, in April 2020, Josh Cooley, director of Toy Story 4, was hired to direct an animated Transformers prequel movie. This is supposed to take place entirely on Cybertron, and it will explore the relationships between Optimus Prime and Megatron. It has been reported that this animated Transformers prequel movie will be separate and apart from what's already been portrayed in the live-action movies. Will Michael Bay return as the director? Well, nobody really knows. Michael Bay has stated that Transformers: The Last Knight will be his final time directing a Transformers movie, but he's threatened to not direct the next Transformer movie several times before, so the future is uncertain. In 2007, Michael Bay got upset when Paramount signed a deal to support HD DVD over Blu-ray and said he won't direct Transformers 2, but he still ended up directing Transformers 2. In 2009, Michael Bay said he had had enough of the Transformers world, but still ended up directing Transformers 3. In 2011, Michael Bay said he won't direct Transformers 4, but he still ended up directing it. In 2014, Michael Bay said he wanted to pass the baton on to another director, but he still ended up directing Transformers 5. Lastly, Michael Bay said in February 2017 that this time it might really be the last time he'll direct a Transformers movie. Notice how he said the word might, which means that Michael Bay could return to direct another Transformers movie. In addition, producer Lorenzo Di Bonaventura has announced in March 2013 that the studios are planning to develop a crossover between G.I. Joe and Transformers. G.I. Joe and Transformers has crossed over several times in the comics. Both franchises are owned by Hasbro, and it's not like they would need to buy rights or anything if they wanted to make a crossover movie. What did you think of Transformers: The Last Knight? Let me know your opinion in the comments below. I personally had mixed feelings. The action and fight scenes were pretty awesome to watch, and it had some great visual effects, but overall the movie felt overstuffed and underplotted at the same time.
What did you think of Transformers: The Last Knight? Let me know your opinion in the comments below. Also, let me know which is your favorite live-action Transformers movie. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more videos. Also, don't forget to turn on notifications for my channel so you never miss a video.
As you can see, Transformers: The Last Knight is way better than Sword Art Online for a few key reasons. First, it's unapologetically fun. Giant robots, epic battles, and the kind of over-the-top action that keeps you glued to the screen. It's a wild ride that doesn't pretend to be something it's not, and that's part of the charm. Meanwhile, SAO tries so hard to come across as deep and emotional, but it's really just a train wreck of bad pacing, shallow characters, and cringe-worthy romance. Where The Last Knight knows exactly what it is, a bombastic, action-packed spectacle, SAO thinks it's a groundbreaking anime, but delivers little more than recycled tropes and dull storylines. It's like comparing a roller coaster to a broken-down merry-go-round. Transformers might not win any Oscars, but at least it's entertaining, while SAO just drags on with no real payoff.
As a bonus for sticking around until now, here are some Easter eggs and trivia about the Bumblebee movie.
John Cena plays Jack Burns. He's the third wrestler who has appeared in a Transformers-related feature, after Dwayne Johnson, who voiced Cliffjumper in Transformers Prime, and Joe Noah, who voiced Predaking in Transformers Power of the Primes. We learned that Charlie's father died of a heart attack. This could be a reference to the movie The Edge of 17. In that movie, Haley Steinfeld also plays the main character, and her father dies of a heart attack. Furthermore, in one interview, Haley Steinfeld revealed that The Edge of 17 writer-director Kelly Fremont Craig did a rewrite of the script for Bumblebee. During breakfast, Charlie eats some Mr. T's cereal. It was a popular sweetened breakfast cereal that debuted in 1984 and remained popular during the 1980s. Bumblebee has a Sapphire 18 radio. The radio's model number is BI-27. In the movie, there's someone named Simmons. This is a reference to Agent Simmons from the other Transformers movies, or it could be a younger version of the same character. There's a picture of Ronald Reagan behind Jack Burns in his office. Ronald Reagan was the president during the time time the movie takes place in. Jack Burns answers to military officer Wayland. This is a reference to longtime Transformers freelance artist Tom Wayland. There's a scene of Bumblebee watching the movie Breakfast Club. Throughout the movie, he mimics the moment when one of the characters in the movie puts their fist in the air. Charlie puts a few different tapes into Bumblebee, including the songs Take On Me and Never Gonna Give You Up. Bumblebee plays the song The Touch and tries to encourage Charlie to jump off the cliff. The Touch is a 1986 rock song by Stan Bush. It featured prominently in the 1986 animated The Transformers the movie. Charlie and Memo flee from Tina's house after Bumblebee destroys her car. We see the speedy little VW Beetle zoom past the cop. From here, the scene evolves into a lush Back to the Future-esque experience. They race into a tunnel, and Bumblebee proceeds to perform a very Marty-like acrobatic act around the police car. The entire event is very much a callback to Biff and Marty. Charlie works for a fast food company called Hot Dog on a Stick. This is a real fast food company founded in Santa Monica, California, in the year 1946. When Bumblebee sneaks into the house, we can see Pong playing on the TV. Pong is one of the earliest arcade video games. On the news, we find out that Brighton Falls is the name of the city that the movie takes place in. This is not a real city. The city of San Rafael, California was used for Brighton Falls. Additionally, Brighton Falls was the movie's working title. Parts of the movie were shot at the Mare Island Naval Shipyard in Vallejo, California. The show 13 Reasons Why was also filming at the exact same time. Some of the scenes in this movie involve pyrotechnics and helicopters. This caused the 13 Reasons Why crew to have to wait between filming takes so that the loud special effects wouldn't disrupt their on-set sound recording. Otis is wearing a red Bruce Lee t-shirt. We can see movie posters of The Thing and Raiders of the Lost Ark in Memo's bedroom. Steven Spielberg was the director of Raiders of the Lost Ark, and he's also the executive producer of this movie. Roy is trying to stop Jack Burns from following Charlie, and he says that he learned to drive like that from watching Miami Vice. Miami Vice was a popular TV crime drama series that ran from 1984 to 1989 that was radical as said by Otis. Radical was a slang term mainly used in the 1980s. The B1 notation on the tower is part of Bumblebee and his radio's code. However, it goes deeper than that. B1 is the apartment number of Transformers co-creator Nobuyuki Okude, in which he was living in when the Transformers idea was approved. Towards the end of the movie, we get a shot of the Golden Gate Bridge. The Golden Gate Bridge has been used as a location extensively within the Transformers series. This includes multiple appearances in the animated series, the live-action movies, comics, and even the backing cards of toys. It's almost always used in a farewell scene, as is the case here. Given the iconic status of this bridge, Hasbro likes to use it to give an all-American push to their movies. Bumblebee transforms into an 80s model Chevrolet Camaro at the end, which is also his alternate mode in the Michael Bay Transformers series. Michael Bay decided to change the Volkswagen Beetle into a Camaro because he said it reminded him of Herbie. In the movie, Optimus Prime is very closely based on his Generation 1 toy, rather than the chrome, blue, and red that we saw in the other Transformers live-action movies. Charlie has fixed the Corvette at the end. It seems to be a 1970s Corvette convertible. During the credits, there's a reference to the creation of Adam, a fresco painting created by Michelangelo between the years 1508 and 1512. It relates Bumblebee to Charlie, rather than Adam and the Christian God, implying a circle-like nature between the characters. We also see that Michael Bay worked on this movie, although he's still a producer. This is the first live-action Transformers movie that isn't directed by Michael Bay. Additionally, this is director Travis Knight's first live-action movie. He had previously directed the stop-motion movie Kubo and the Two Strings. Bumblebee is actually the shortest live-action Transformers movie to date. In fact, it's the only live-action Transformers movie that has a running time of less than 2 hours. All the previous live-action Transformers movies have clocked in at well over 2 hours, with a budget of $102 to $128 million. This is currently the least expensive live-action Transformers movie. All of the other live-action Transformers movies have cost much more than that. Well, that's it for this video. What did you think of Bumblebee? Let me know your opinion in the comments below. Also, let me know which is your favorite Transformers movie. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more videos. Also, don't forget to turn on notifications for my channel so you never miss a video.
Additionally, if you want to watch another movie starring Isabella Merced, check out Dora and the Lost City of Gold.